Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Evett.
Please join me in prayer. Gracious God, we choose to give you praise and honor for these airmen at this coin ceremony, graduating basic military training. We thank you for their diligence and accomplishments and their dedication to becoming part of the greatest Air Force the world has ever known. I ask for your blessing to be upon each one of them and their families, these military training instructors and the leadership here to honor them. Walk with them, God, in these days ahead to continue to learn and grow and develop in their trade and craft. May they face each day with confidence, courage, and never turn away from difficulties, never to evade the challenges that face ahead of them, and never to escape the duties and responsibilities they hold. Guide each one of us and sustain us in all these ways. May we live so faithfully that no failure can dishearten us, discourage us, or frustrate us. May the joy of serving be before us. We give you thanks for all these things in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 1989 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training, and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. Also in attendance with us today, the Commander, 377th Air Base Wing, Colonel Michael Power. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 377th Air Base Wing, and 1999 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Antonio Cooper. The Commander, 37 Training Wing, Colonel Lauren Corshane. The Acting Command Chief, 37 Training Wing, and 2000 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Jared Roman. The Command Sergeant Major, Headquarters and Headquarters Battalion, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, Command Sergeant Major William Clancy, accompanied by his wife, Rosanna. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. This week, we have a special opportunity to recognize one additional and significant achievement demonstrating the dedication of 18 of our graduates, who are being led by Technical Sergeant John Shields, Military Drill and Ceremonies Non-Commissioned Officer, hometown, Kinston, North Carolina. Today's recognition is made possible by a partnership between the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security to allow active duty service members to become citizens under the Naturalization at Basic Training Initiative. To be eligible, a member of the Armed Forces must pass a comprehensive application process administered by the Department of Homeland Security, including a background check and personal interview to demonstrate high moral character and their knowledge of the English language. Applicants are also tested on U.S. history and government. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. The Air Force is proud to recognize Ang Roy Dongmo, country of origin, Cameroon. William Asado Sanchez, country of origin, Colombia. Hussein Eitz, country of origin, Kurdish region of Turkey. Leonardo Binta Barbara, country of origin, Angola. Yagin Choi, country of origin, South Korea. Ho Kim, country of origin, South Korea. Victoria Santos Culeo, country of origin, Brazil. Naziru Job, country of origin, Gambia. Josbel Gaveda, country of origin, Venezuela. Fazir Futumbi, country of origin, Benin. Aljane Caragas, country of origin, Philippines. Dominic Rodich, country of origin, Kenya. Sehen Jang, country of origin, South Korea. Amar Kumai, country of origin, Nepal. Henrietta Amiayu, country of origin, Ghana. Angeles Gomez Bayo, country of origin, Nicaragua. Martina May Seacat, country of origin, Philippines. Machelsi Dinganga, country of origin, Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the newest citizens of the United States of America. Musical support for this morning's ceremony is provided by Airmen from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of retired Master Sergeant Samuel Johnson, Master Military Training Instructor, hometown Stratford, Connecticut. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Fournet will now come forward and address our graduating class.
All right, make some noise if you think they look good. Hey, come on now, let's get louder. They look good, right? All right. On behalf of Basic Military Training, I want to thank all the family members, the friends, and the military veterans in attendance. It's not lost on any one of us that you guys have entrusted us with your most precious treasure, your loved ones. And we owe you a promise that we're going to develop them, train them, and protect them, because they're the ones that's going to be on the front lines protecting our freedoms. So I want to thank you for all the letters, the phone calls, and all of the support and love you've given them thus far, and all the love that you're going to give them in the days to come. Give yourself a round of applause. Now, what you see before you does not happen on accident. BMT is a well-oiled machine, and I want to highlight a special group of individuals that are at the core of what we do here, and that is our military training instructors. You see, each military training instructor goes through 6 months of rigorous training, and at the end of that, they are the most elite, professional, firm, but fair group of individuals this Air Force has to offer. And they're easy to spot because they wear the same campaign hat that I'm wearing. But I'm gonna tell you that they wear a multitude of hats. They're a disciplinary, a motivator, a personal trainer, and even a professional life coach. So, on behalf of all our military training instructors, I want you to look at the crowd, and that is the proof that they are doing a phenomenal job. So join me in giving them a round of applause. Okay, So over the past 7.5 weeks, I've had a lot of interactions with our graduates. And they're extremely bright, they're extremely smart, but I'm gonna tell you, they ask a lot of questions, right? And if I had to categorize every question they ask, most of them, they all just wanna know what's happening next. They wanna know what's for dinner, what are we gonna do tomorrow, what uniform we're gonna wear, what am I gonna do at technical training, at my first duty base. They just wanna know what's going to be next. So trainees, I'm taking the feedback, and I'm gonna tell you that. In a few moments here, I'm gonna say 6 magic words. And then some music's gonna start, and your military training instructor is gonna march out there, and they're gonna be holding a box. And in that box, it's gonna have a bunch of special coins. Now, legend has it that the origin of these coins date all the way back to World War I. And since we're the Air Force, it all started with a pilot. There was a pilot who pretty much embroidered the emblem of his unit on some metal medallions and gave them to all the members of his unit, and he carried one himself. Now, fast forward, that same pilot was shot down and captured in Germany, and the Germans stripped him of everything that was used to identify him. Now, he later escaped and made it to France, and then the French didn't know whether he was a spy or not, so they sentenced him to execution. Now, what saved him is that he still had that medallion, and a French soldier were able to recognize the emblem on that medallion, and that proved that he was a part of the American military. So your instructors are gonna march out, and they're gonna give you that coin. And then they're gonna shake your hand, they're gonna look you in the eye, say some encouraging words, and then they're gonna go back to attention and sidestep to the next trainee. Now, while you're listening to Ray Charles sing and the good music, I want you to look at that coin before you put it away. And I want you to understand that that coin represents your membership into the world's greatest Air Force. And when someone asks you the question of what does it mean to be an airman, the answers are right there on that coin. It's the same coin I got 19 years ago. And that answer is integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. And after you put that coin into your pocket and you're standing there at ease, I want you to reflect on what has brought you here. Reflect on all of the love and support and everything you went through to be here. And also reflect on your why, because your why is what's gonna get you through the tough times that are here to come. Now, don't daydream too long, because your instructor, after the music starts and they hand out that last coin, they're gonna give you a command, snap you to attention, and you're gonna face towards the center like you are now. And when you face back this direction, I want you to pay attention to that flag up there. And I want you to understand that what that flag represents, that you, regardless of your race, your ethnicity, your religion, wherever you're from, that you are an American airman. And we are different. We hold ourselves to a different standard, and we have all taken an oath to support and defend the Constitution, which is a piece of paper that represents our way of life, our freedoms, not any political party. And I want you to take pride in the fact that you represent this country and that our adversaries envy you and they fear you. And they know that if they step across that line, that you all are the ones that will be our nation's sword and shield and its sentry and avenger. And they know that it is you that makes us and that will continue to make us the world's most greatest Air Force. So on behalf of Colonel Wilson and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements, and I hereby recommend that you receive the coveted and legendary Airman's coin, signifying your transition from trainee to airman. Congratulations. Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force."
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Hardin will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the United States Air Force Basic Military Training. First, let me say thank you to all the family and friends who have joined us here today. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the veterans who have joined us with us. If you're able, please stand. Thank you. Thank you for your dedication and your selfless service, which has truly made our country better. And because of your service, these airmen are entering the greatest military the world has ever seen. 7.5 weeks ago, your loved ones departed home, set on a journey into the United States Air Force. Today is the end of their transformation and marks the day they officially become airmen. Your support has pushed these airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest Air Force. I will tell you though, that 7.5 weeks ago, they showed up with all different kinds of hairstyles, different clothes, and probably the widest eyes I've ever seen. But after many repetitions of folding their laundry, making their beds, countless hours of drill, and lots of mentorship from their instructors, I'm proud to say they've made it to the end. And it is my honor to introduce you to the 540 of our nation's newest airmen. Airmen, over the last 2 months, your military training instructors and squadron leadership have asked a lot of you. They've held you to a high standard, and your instructors are extremely dedicated to their craft and are the very best at what they do. So family and friends, please help me show the instructors one more time how much we appreciate their efforts. These dedicated instructors have worked tirelessly over the last 2 months, providing these airmen a world-class instruction that lays a solid foundation of what it means to be an airman. Instructors, thank you. Thank you for your dedication and your tireless efforts to shaping the future of our Air Force. Airmen, tomorrow, you will raise your right hand and swear to defend the Constitution against all enemies. Today, while you're with your families, think about what that means. Think about what that oath you take tomorrow means to you and to your loved ones. It's an awesome responsibility, and make no mistake, no matter your career field, you are a warrior. You have a critical role in defending our country and enabling our leaders to meet the United States national objectives. Even if you're not at the tip of the spear, you'll be a key enabler of the world's greatest Air Force. And remember, as you leave us and depart for technical training, build on that foundation your MTIs have laid out for you. Take care of your wingman and become the airman we know you can be. But I won't lie, there will be tough days in your future, but there will be also some of the best days you've ever had. Never forget why you volunteered to be part of the United States Air Force and part of this family, and what it means to be a member of the world's greatest Air Force. I know you will continue to excel throughout your career, just as you've done here in basic military training, and I'll look forward to seeing you out and about within our Air Force doing the great things that I know you're destined to accomplish. So congratulations. One team!
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Hardin. At this time, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer, someone who demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenge of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from the 322nd Training Squadron, Flight 219, Airman Cole Blankspore. He He is from Rock Valley, Iowa, and joined the Air Force to become a Security Forces member. In the stands cheering are his father, Kevin, mother, Nicole, and sister, Kylie. His recruiter is Staff Sergeant Vinny Helgson from 185th Air and Refueling Wing, Sioux City, Iowa. Please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention. Thank you. Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at every United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today is symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with the flag. These airmen are part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifices of the military and dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask you to think. Think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by the service members who preceded us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today. Freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the projection of the strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the 322nd Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Rob McClanahan. Our Commander of Airmen is Master Sergeant Aaron Osborne. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants on the battlefield. It has been placed in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag has flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. It has flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, on the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped set free, yet it remains invincible.
Sir, the flag is secure. Retire the county. Let's feel time.
Please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Town Pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37 Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Airmen, if you lost a flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. Top graduate, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All graduates are now released to their families.